Okay, good evening. So tonight we're going to make some shrimp cakes. This is similar to crab cakes, but it's out of shrimp. Alright, I'm just going to run through the ingredients real quick, and then I'm going to go to Big Mike and he'll tell us how to make it. We got a bit of olive oil out, some breadcrumbs, some panko seasoning, some basil, some oregano, some garlic salt, some Worcestershire, some Louisiana hot sauce, doesn't matter which kind you use, a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and then of course some lemon and some lime. There's some shrimp here that we've already chopped up. It was maybe 15 shrimp, medium size, and we've just kind of chopped them into smaller pieces. And then this is some green onions here. Not a Big Mike.
And now, one of the things we're going to use for the binders are the eggs and a little mayonnaise. So basically, here's what we're going to do. A little bit of shrimp over here. We've got a little bitty blender. We're not making a lot. We're going to throw the shrimp in. We're just going to grind it up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of onions in this right here. Green onions, a little both of them. And like I've said in many of our videos, spices are what you do to them. A little hot sauce. Tad of Worcestershire sauce. Garlic, if you like garlic. A little oregano. Just a splash, because we're not making a much. A little bit of, this is basil here. Just a tad. A little salt and pepper. At this point, I like to put a little olive oil in it so it doesn't stick. We'll use some of the other products in just a second. Half teaspoon. Now we'll come back in. We're going to come back in and chop this up a little bit here. And we do have the other shrimp to make it.
So this is a really small food processor. You can make this as much as you like at a time. We're just using a small one because we're making a small bit tonight.
Come back in. You can see almost looks like a crab cake, but this is shrimp. And we're just going to make a few balls just to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to do. Now I'm going to come back in and add a little panko. Just a little bit of Italian, and we'll mix it up a little bit. To me, that's a little dry, so let's add just a little bit more
olive oil.
Olive oil on the thing. We're going to add the eggs in it.
This is just one egg beat, and you've used about half of it.
You can kind of see the consistency of it. Now what we're going to do with this, we'll put it in the ice box for an hour or two to let it sit up a little bit, and then we'll finish and show you the rest of it a little bit later. This is after we put it in the blender a little bit, and you can see it's almost like a cookie dough right now. All we're going to do, I've chopped up the shrimp a little bit bigger pieces, and it's going to thicken it up. And what we will do, we'll come back and put it in the ice box a little bit, and it's almost like a crab cake. Got to stir it up a little bit. We're going to form it in little balls, put it in the ice box or the freezer. If you put it in the freezer, it takes 15-20 minutes. If you put it in the ice box and you're not ready to cook it, an hour to two. Alright, now we took the shrimp balls, and you can make these again into crab cakes, not crab cakes, but you know, a cake type thing. We got a little butter over here. Just put a little bit of olive oil in the thing. We got to heat it up a little bit. Don't want it too hot because we're just going to kind of sear these things.
So what we did here with these shrimp balls was that we made them up like you saw before in the video, and then we dipped them in some flour. We added a little bit of spices that we like, slap your mama, some salt and pepper. And now he's sauteed some butter. As you just saw, put a little olive oil in it.
And
then
we don't want to get the pan too crowded on the thing. We're going to let them sear just a little bit, probably for what we're cooking. It'll take 2 batches. But if you look at the butter, come over here and take a look at the butter. It's sizzling a little bit. Not quite hot enough. We're starting to get the crispies that we like on it right there. It's not going to take but just a little bit of time to get the sear we need on. The butter will come back and add a little bit of flavor to it. We did put a little bit of lemon in the sauce, and we're just going to let them cook a little bit, and we'll be back in a minute and show you a couple minutes and they'll be done and you'll have an idea what we're doing. About 3 to 4 minutes later, all we've done, we've thrown this in a little butter. We put a little lemon on it. Basically, it's a little butter, a little bit of olive oil on it. One of my favorites, and if you come back over and look,
that looks perfect, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. Maybe just let it cook just a second.
The one thing that I happen to notice with shrimp is it doesn't take a whole long time to cook. It'll be just similar to crab cakes, but it'll be shrimp cakes.
These are shrimp cakes. One of the things that we did that probably in the first video, before we put it in the freezer, we added a little bit of mayonnaise. That's one of the things that kind of binds it a little bit.
All right.
So it's almost done.